We are here in the land of the living today, and I am at the stove getting ready to make some crepes. I like to say that I am a crepe expert in my family. Nobody can do the crepes the way I can. Sometimes you have to give yourself credit when you do things, you know, semi well or well. So I love to make crepes, and I wanted to show you all my really easy recipe. One thing that I noticed about American pancakes is I have not mastered that consistency of the pancakes, the thick texture. And I'm not really a box kind of girl. So I do make the pancakes here and there for my daughter, and she will tell me, "Oh, mommy, let's try it this way, let's try it that way." So I'm still trying to master that consistency, but until I do, I'll stick to what I know, which are my crepes. I'm going to show you all here in a minute how I prepared this crepe mix. It's really simple. What you're going to need is you're going to need some sugar. You're going to need a bowl. You're going to need some flour. You're going to need an egg. You're going to need a little heavy cream. You're going to need a little water. And you will need butter. Okay, so now let me walk you through the process. You want to go ahead and grab a bowl and crack an egg into that bowl. Once you do that, you want to, take a scooper like this and throw in a little sugar. We're trying to avoid eating unhealthy, so we don't want to put too much sugar in our crepes. So you go easy on your sugar. You have to kind of be the master of your measurements. I would usually say something like this is what I threw in there. Once you throw your sugar in, you start to whisk it, which is what I'm going to do. You whisk it like this. Pretty easy. Once you whisk the egg and the sugar together, you're going to throw in a teaspoon. And when I say a teaspoon, I mean a teaspoon of heavy cream. I'm just going to drop that in there. And then you're going to mix your egg, sugar, and heavy cream together. Once you have done that, you're going to go ahead and add in your flour. Now, remember, you added some sugar in there, and please do go easy on the sugar because sugar is a really, breaking down the body, and cancers and other diseases love sugar. So you want to go easy on the sugar, especially when you're making the crepes for the kids and yourself too. Got to take care of yourselves too. Okay, so again, you're going to use the scooper now to throw in the flour. I usually say like 2 of these is what I go for. And it also depends on how many people you're making the crepes for. So you want to throw in 2 of these. This is all-purpose flour. Okay, once you have that in there, you want to start mixing. You stir that up. You can pause, throw in your water, right? And stir that up because you want that really smooth consistency with the mix. Guys, I'm over here videotaping with 2 hands. I still haven't mastered, this whole video issue. God. So bear with me. So that's a little thick. And since we're trying to make crepes, you want to pour in a little bit more water to get it very smooth. So I used a cup, right? That should be good enough. Once you've gotten it real smooth, you keep stirring. Once you've gotten it real smooth, look at how smooth it is. It's really nice and smooth. And by the way, I was going to say, you can use sugar. You can use white sugar, you can use brown sugar, or you can use honey. A lot of people use honey as a healthy alternative, and I actually have come to appreciate honey, but I'm not quite used to the taste. So with time, I will transition, but for now, I'm sticking with sugar. So now we move over to, I'm going to turn this over. So now we move over to our crepe mix. We move over to our crepe mix, right? This is how the mix should be. See how light it is? That's how light it should be. Once you've gotten that crepe mix to that consistency, which is what I really like, you want to grab your pan, put your pan on a low heat, and then you want to cut out your unsalted butter. That's preferably a block of butter. That's a big block. You can cut it in half if you prefer to do that. You want to throw it in your pan and then pour, right? Of course, you have to wait till it's heated up. Pour, and then you'll have yourself a nice smooth crepe. I can touch this. I want to show you guys how thin that is. See how thin that is? So it's still going on the other side. I have it on low, but I'm going to prepare a nice batch, maybe 5 or 6 of those, and that is my breakfast. Thank you guys for stopping in. I hope you're having a blessed day. Bye.